You have made it to the end of week 2. This is incredible. This is big news. You get to start standing. So we're going to review posture a little bit. We talked about this on the very first day, the way we want to align joints on joints, bones on bones for easeful posture. So remember, you want ears over shoulders, over outer hips, over knees, over outer ankles. And then when you stand yourself up, beautifully aligned, all of your joints stacked, maybe you can bring a little more ease to your shoulders, your facial muscles, your hands, your buttocks. Good, your neck. And in that space of ease, we're going to start to move. Breathe in and reach your arms out and up and overhead. Bend your knees, forward fold, fingers to the floor. Big step back with your left leg. We're going to flow through. You know this sequence. Twist to the right, exhale. Inhale your right hand down. Step to downward facing dog. Inhale to plank, and then you choose your vinyasa, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. First back bend, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, inhale. Step your right foot to your right thumb tip, drop your back knee, lift your arms up, inhale, Anjaneyasana. Hands down, lift your hips, Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Step forward, feet hip distance right into a flat back. Fold down your legs, exhale. Bend your knees and hinge or round, stand tall. Tadasana, exhale. Good, that's the sequence. Reach up, inhale. Forward fold. Right leg back, inhale. Simple twist to the left, exhale. Slow it down. Inhale your left hand down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling plank. And then slowly chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Cobra pose as you inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Left leg lifts. Left foot to left thumb tip. The right knee drops and the arms lift, Anjaneyasana. Hands frame your front foot. Lift your hips, straighten both legs, Parsvottanasana. Step forward into a flat back. Big breath in. Fold down your legs, exhale. Bend your knees and hinge around. Powerful legs, big breath in. Tadasana, align your joints. Big breath in, one more round, right and left. Bend your knees, forward fold. Left leg back, inhale. Twist to the right, exhale. Smooth this out. Right hand down, inhale. Downward facing dog, nice and slow. Inhale to plank. Try not to stop at any pose, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Cobra pose, nice and slow. Downward facing dog, exhale. Right leg lifts, breathing in. Slowly step to the right thumb tip and drop your back knee. Lift your arms, Anjaneyasana. Frame your front foot, lift your hips and fold slowly. Step forward, flat back. Breathe in. Fold down your legs, exhale. Hinge or round. Big breath in, Urdhva Hastasana. Tadasana, exhale. Stand tall, reach up. Big breath, last round, left side. Bend your knees, forward fold. Right leg back, inhale. Simple twist to the left, exhale. Left hand down, inhaling. Downward facing dog, exhale. Plank pose, breathe in. Slowly lower, exhale. Cobra pose, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, inhale. Step to the left thumb tip and drop your back knee. Anjaneyasana, breathe in. Frame your front foot, lift your hips, forward fold. Stepping forward, flat back. Fold down your legs, and we're going to hold in Uttanasana for a couple of breaths to get a little deeper into the back of the legs. First, you're going to take your hands to the back of your calves. Your fingers will face down, and the heel of your hands will be right at the back of your upper calf muscle. And then you're going to press your shins forward. You can bend your knees as you do this. Press your shins forward really vigorously with your hands, and then press your thigh bones back. This is going to open up the calf, But even more important, it's going to open up the hamstrings. We're doing a fair amount of forward bending today. So really press your thigh bones back. Your arms are working. Your arms should be really, really working to push the shins forward as the thighs press back. And then if you could lift your shoulder blades up your back a little and hang your head, that would be excellent. And take one more big breath. Top of the shin forward, thigh bones pull back. Fold down your legs, release your hands. Heel toe your feet together. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Fold down your legs. Powerful legs, hinge up to stand. Right into Urdhva Hastasana. Tadasana, stand tall. Remember your alignment, joint stacked on joint. And we move into Sun Salutations. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, scoop the belly and fold. Legs straight if possible. Bend the knees if you need to. Flat back inhale, we'll move slow on this first one. Step to plank and then begin to bend your elbows right into chaturanga. Cobra, or if you're feeling it, up dog, be nice to your back, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Remember, you can always bend your knees. You can always lift your heels, but your legs are doing the same thing you just did in that deeper forward bend. The thigh bones are pressing back. The top of your shin bones are slightly pressing forward. If you're someone who hyperextends in the legs, that means you push back into the back of your knee joints, which is really hard on your joints over time. It's gonna save you. Top of the shin bone forward, thigh bones back. One more big breath. Bend your knees, look forward, give a little hop or step, feet towards hands. Lengthen your spine, breathe in. Fold down your legs, really strong legs and belly, hinge up to stand. Reach your arms overhead, big breath. Tadasana, root your tailbone, spread your collarbones wide, reach right back up, breathe in. We're gonna do 2 more. Fold down your legs, exhale. Nice and smooth, inhale, lengthen your spine. Find chaturanga in your chest, right into chaturanga as you exhale. Up dog or cobra. Love the cobra, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. You can always rest in child's pose in lieu of downward facing dog. You could always take a cat and cow if you want to get onto your shins for a moment. 2 more deep breaths. In, power your legs up and back. Don't forget your inner hand so firm through the base knuckle of your index finger and the meat of your thumb. 1 more big breath. And then you step, or you lightly hop forward. Nice to your knee joints. Lengthen your spine. Fold down your legs. Thigh bones back, top of the shin forward, hinge up to stand. Big breath in. Good. Tadasana, stack your joints. Tailbone long. Reach up, front ribs in. Exhale, scoop your belly forward, fold. Last Surya Namaskar A. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Step, chaturanga. Chest forward, slow. Up dog or cobra. Don't hunch your shoulders. Downward facing dog, exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Hips up and back. Knees can bend, heels can lift. Triceps hug back and in, biceps wrap forward, even as the inner hands stay firm. 1 more big breath in. Bend your knees, look forward, and step or float. Lengthen your spine. Fold down your legs, strongly root your legs through the floor and hinge up. Big breath. Tadasana, right into chair pose. Breathe in and out. Firm the belly, lengthen your tailbone. Remember, if you peeked past your kneecaps, you might just see your big toes appearing in front of your knees. That's gonna bring a little more weight into the heels. Squeeze your inner thighs. 2 more breaths. Front ribs move into the upper belly. And then if you could bring a little softness to the muscles right at the base of your ears, your upper trapezius muscles, that would be extra credit, good work. Hug your triceps forward. 1 more big breath in. Maybe look up. Maybe even touch your hands. Scoop your belly, fold down your legs, fingers to the floor. Good. Lengthen your spine. And then we're just going to step to down dog. Before we come into Surya Namaskar B, I want to open the front of the hips just a little bit more. So lift your right leg back and up. Step to your right thumb tip. As you lift up right, you're going to put a bend in your left knee. We've done this before. So arms lift, bend your left knee. And as you bend the left knee and it hovers off the floor, remember your front hips lift. Take a big breath in here. Keep your front hips lifting and then straighten your back leg as much as you can without tilting your pelvis forward. 3 times like that. Bend your back knee, lift your frontal pelvis, straighten your back leg, drive your tailbone towards the floor. 2 more times. Inhale, bend your back knee. Exhale, straighten your back leg, tailbone long. 1 more breath. Big breath in. Slowly straighten your back leg. Lift your hip points. Good. Touch the floor, breathe in, and step right back to down dog. Come right into the other side. Left leg lifts. Left foot steps to left thumb tip. As you lift upright, put a bend in your back knee. Lift your front hips away from the front of the room. Breathe in. Straighten your back leg. Breathe out. And again, bend your front knee. Straighten your back leg. Good. 2 more. Bend the back knee. Front hips lift. Straighten your back leg. 1 more time. Bend. Slowly straighten. Bring your hands to the floor. And step to downward facing dog. Okay, Surya B. It's a little different than A. We add on. We'll just do it 1 time. Give a little lift to your right leg. That gives you a little more momentum. Step to your right thumb tip. And remember, the left foot moves a little to the left as it grounds, and then lift up, warrior 1. We'll hold 1 full breath this round. Square your hips a little bit more. Bring your hands to the floor. Lift your back heel, step through plank, and then lower chaturanga, or you go ahead and skip this vinyasa and come right to down dog. Cobra or up dog, and then down dog. Left leg lifts. Left foot steps to the left thumb tip. As the right foot grounds, remember it moves a little bit to the right, and then lift up warrior 1. Full breath this round. Sink a little deeper into the bend of your front knee. Square your hips, touch the floor, inhale. And then you step to down dog, or you step through a vinyasa. And we meet in down dog where we breathe. 5. In, hips up and back, out. In and out. So traditionally in that transition, you don't lift the leg, you just step forward, but we'll give the leg a little lift. It makes it easier to step and gives you a little extra time. Remember, you can always pull your foot there. If your foot doesn't step easily, that comes with time as your hip flexors and hamstrings open up. Last breath in here, bend your knees, look forward, step, step or float. We're going to take this cycle 1 time through, lengthen your spine, and then fold down your legs. Chair pose is the transition up. Breathe in. Tadasana, align your joints. Chair pose, inhale. Fold, now slow with the breath. Uttanasana, slow it down. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Step, step to Chaturanga Dandasana. Back bend, cobra or up dog. Don't let your shoulders hunch, go ahead. Downward facing dog, exhale. Lift the right leg, breathe in. Step to the right thumb tip and ground your back foot. And then inhale to warrior 1. Exhale, hands to the floor. And then you take the vinyasa, chaturanga, or you skip it and you come to down dog. Breathe in. And down dog, left leg lifts. Step to the left thumb touch, the right foot grounds a little to the right, warrior 1. Exhale, your hands to the floor, right back to dog or through chaturanga. Back bend, downward facing dog. Good. Go ahead and drop your knees to the floor for a moment and rest, or you hold down dog for 5 breaths, finishing up that bit of vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. If you're resting, come into downward facing dog. And then step your feet forward. Have your feet hip distance. If you've got a strap or a towel, grab it. Bend your knees and come on up to stand. And then draw your right leg into your chest. And then you can hold behind the right thigh with your right hand, or you could put your strap or your towel around your right foot. So this posture is called Panangushtasana. It's called hand to big toe pose, but we're not going to grab our big toe. So if you're using a strap, it goes around the ball of the foot. And then hold that strap in your right hand, bring your left hand to your hip. Alternately, you're holding behind the right thigh with your right hand. And then you'll slowly begin to straighten your right leg. This is a great place to commune with the wall. If standing on one foot is just crazy challenging, left hand on the wall to stabilize is an excellent choice. And then the real challenge here is to come back into your upright posture. Really hard when you're standing on one foot to think of aligning your ear and your shoulder and your hip and your knee. You just do your best. Right hip tends to hike here, so plug it down and in. And then we're just going to add on a pose. Turn the right thigh out and slowly begin to bring it to your right. That's right. If you're holding the back of the right leg, you can always bend that knee and take a bent knee out to the right. Makes it a little easier. The tightness in your right hamstring won't challenge the pose quite as much. Just one more breath. I know it's a long hold on your left leg. Try to square the right hip forward even as you bring your right thigh open. Bring your right leg back to center. Hug the knee into your chest, releasing the strap if you've got it, and stand on both feet. Okay, so switching the strap the left or your towel over your left foot, or just grab behind your left thigh with your left hand. Try not to let your left hip hike up. So you want the left hip to hug in, and then could you stack your shoulders over your hips? Really challenging. And then begin to straighten your left leg. Try not to let the hips roll back as you do that. If you need to keep the knee bent to keep your posture upright, keep that extended leg bent. That's fine. Then do your best to hook your left hip down so your hips are square. The left shoulder blade in this pose will come off the back a little probably, but you do want to keep the arm still plugging into its socket if you can. And then don't forget to breathe. We often confuse holding a balancing pose with holding the breath. If you breathe and you fall, that's a better practice than holding your breath and staying on one foot. Okay, into the second variation. The leg rolls out in its socket and then the leg starts to move to the left. Try not to let the left hip pull back. Good, left shoulder blade on the back. Just 2 more breaths. Try and breathe, crown of your head tall. Firm into your inner right foot. 1 more breath. Bring your left leg forward, stand up tall. Good. Bring your left knee into your chest, hug it in, release the strap. And release your foot down. Just throw your strap to the side. Come right up on your toes. Bring your hands to your heart and lift high on the balls of your feet. You know this transition. Heels lift, crown of your head lifts. And then as you begin to bend your knees, your heels lift, lift, lift. And you might not go very low, just as low as your knees can go without any pain in the joint. When you get down low, if you do, shoulders back a little and then reach forward or put your fingers on the floor and put your butt down right into boat pose. 3 breaths. Lift your heart. Good. If you need to bend your knees to be tall on your sits bones, bend your knees. And then chest forward, shoulders back a little. Your arms can straighten a little bit more. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more big breath in. Lift your heart. Lower down. Bend your knees. Put your feet on the floor. Shoulders on the floor. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Okay, last pose today is a pose called plow pose. Your hips can start down, your legs will lift up. A good modification for this pose is just to start with your hips down and your legs up. Koya's legs are nice and open, so bringing her legs overhead and her feet to the floor is no problem. Your feet probably aren't going to come to the floor right at first, and that's okay as long as the back of your neck isn't pressing the floor. We never want to put compression on the back of our neck. So you can interlace your hands here just like we do when we take a half wheel and do a little rock to your shoulders, wrapping your shoulders underneath you. And that wrap of the shoulders is going to bring a little more space for the back of your neck. If your feet are off the floor here and you feel pressure in the back of the neck, a great thing to do is to bend your elbows and put your hands on the back of your hips or your lower back so you've got a little more weight in your arms and shoulders and less weight in your head and neck. And then we're just going to take 5 breaths wherever you are, feet on the floor or legs in space. I want you to press your thigh bones towards the ceiling so we're still working the opening of the back of the leg that we've been focusing on all class. Shoulders press down, back of the head presses down so you can try and free up your chin from the throat. You really want to be sure there's no pressure in the back of your neck here, so you can always modify and back off if you feel any weight at the top of your spine against the floor. Completely easeful variation would just be to lie down on your back with your legs up over your hips. One last breath wherever you are. Slowly roll down if your legs are piked overhead, releasing your arms at your sides. Let's just show Koya real quick. So this is the pose you could always take if bringing your legs overhead doesn't feel good in your spine. And then from wherever you are, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a really good squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Rock from side to side. You know that feels delicious. Always rocking out the lower back before we rest. And then set yourself up with any props you want. And make yourself comfortable. Let's take a couple deep breaths, spreading the front chest. Sometimes when you back bend, it's important when you set up for Shavasana to give your shoulder blades an extra wrap underneath you. So we close practice with the front of the chest spread wide open. And then settle your arms and your legs. Take a huge breath in your nose. And release out your mouth. And just let yourself settle. Feel free to stay on your back if you're comfortable here, or make your way into an upright seat. Eight in, pause for 4. Take a deep breath in your nose. Clear out your mouth one time. And inhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pausing. Exhaling, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pausing. And in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round together, in on 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause the breath. Out 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And pause. Continue on your own as long as you can. Give yourself plenty of time to rest. We'll see you tomorrow for week 3. Namaste.